Hey guys, it's me, and I have not uploaded the video in like a month. So I wanted to like do like some updates and like talk about where I've been. So earlier this year I made a video about how like last year I was juggling projects all year and I burnt myself out. So I was just going back and forth between writing and editing and writing and editing, and it just drove me crazy. And so lately I have been kind of sort of juggling projects again, but the way I was juggling projects last year, I decided is why I burnt out, not the fact that I was working on multiple projects. And it's because I was writing at night, which is always a great time for me to write, but I was also editing at night, which is a terrible time for me to edit because my brain doesn't want to focus, and anytime I have to like think, it takes like 5 times longer. So if there's a word I'm looking for, it takes me like 5 times longer to find it, and like my brain doesn't want to move, and like forcing myself to edit at night was like terrible, and I think that's why I burnt myself out in theory. So what I decided to do was to edit in the late morning, early afternoons when my brain is actually working, and then save all my writing time at night. So I can honestly say I do think this is working for me, but it is taking me longer overall to edit my story, and that's just because I'm usually at work during the day most days, and so that I have very little time to edit in the morning before work, and then that leaves all my editing, the bulk of my editing, to be done on my days off. However, after about 2 hours of editing, I'm like done. So I notice it's easier for me to tell when my brain is tired during the day than it is at night, because at night I'm like, well, I'm already tired, so I don't know the difference between like me being tired and like my brain like being done editing. So it is also helping me in that regard. It's keeping me from like editing too far past like my mental exhaustion level. In any case, I think I've been working on it for almost a month, and I am almost done, and I should be done early next week, just in time to send it to the editor. So in my next video, I want to do like a work in progress talk about the book that I'm editing. So that's what's going on in writing news as far as editing goes. As far as drafting goes, I'm not like in drafting mode, as I call it. I'm just kind of like just playing around with a new idea and like trying to get a feel for it and taking things really slow, because like there is no pressure. I have no deadline right now, and I'm just trying to see if this idea that I'm going to write for a while has like some stable, steady like legs to stand on. So in reading news, I did read 3 books last month. It was not a great reading month. I will put the books up here. So I read Through the Shattered Looking Glass by M.L. Crane. This is like an adult, the thriller Alice in Wonderland retelling. I didn't love it. Like, I thought it was very entertaining and it was interesting, but as far as like, was this a good book? Like, no. Like, it had this really weird, omniscient, distant narrative style. I couldn't connect to the characters at all. The story was kind of crazy and all over the place, and it didn't make like the most sense. But I'm not like mad at it, and I'm not like mad that I read it, but like it wasn't good, like, if that makes sense. I talked about everything a little bit more in depth on my blog, and I also wrote a review for this book and the other book that I read, and I will link on that post below, and then those posts will link to the review on Goodreads. I also read Paper Princess by Erin Watt, and this is a contemporary romance, and it's like I think it's like there's like a whole series of books. I think there's like 5 or something, but the first part I think is like a trilogy, and then like I think the last 2 books deal with like another main character or 2 or something. And I mean, like, contemporary romance is just not my favorite thing. So I actually like the take. I think this is like a Cinderella retelling. It says it was YA, but it feels kind of new adulty to me. It was a little too smutty for YA, but I actually really liked the take on it, and I was actually enjoying reading the book. It was interesting. It was fun. It was, like I said, a little smutty, but like it was fun. But then we get to the end, and it wasn't the cliffhanger ending that made me mad, it's what led to the cliffhanger ending. Like, this book could have been like just one single standalone book, and instead of letting it be a standalone book, it was just like, I hate manufactured drama. Like, I hate drama for the sake of drama. Like, this book could have been wrapped up in one book, and it wasn't, on purpose, and it just made me mad. And also, they were like, I had some characterization issues, not with the main character, but with like just about everybody else. They had like personality changes, and it was just weird. Like, I think it was just like the main character was pretty stable throughout. Like Callum Royal, who's like the stepdad, kind of, like, he was pretty consistent, and there was like a couple of other like minor characters that were consistent, but like everybody else was like inconsistent and having personality changes, and I found it really distracting. But I feel like if somebody likes romance, like, I think it's a good book if you like contemporary romance. I also DNF'd a book called The Beauty of the Beast. I want to say it's by Rachel Demeter, but I don't know. I don't have the book in front of me. But I hardly ever DNF books. This is like a Beauty and the Beast historical retelling, historical romance, and the book, I don't know. I thought the book was a mess. The main character, she was irritating. She was irritating, and she didn't feel like a real person. She felt like a caricature. She didn't feel like a Belle. She had some weird name. I don't know. It was something that wasn't Belle. And then like the Beast character was named Adam still, and then Gaston's character had like a different name, and apparently there were more than one point of view. I didn't get to any of the other point of views because I just couldn't stand anymore. I read about 50 pages, and I was just done. Like I don't know, like the Gaston character, he was like he was a little rapey, but it wasn't like believable. It was like he was being forced to act like that so that there could be some kind of drama, and I just didn't believe it, and I couldn't stand it, and it kind of just killed my mojo, and I haven't really wanted to read since. So I'm kind of very slowly poking my way through about 5 different books right now, trying to find something to like bring like that reading energy back. But I did read Giant Days Volume 7, and of course I loved it. I love all of these. They're so much fun, and something happened in this issue that I've been wanting to happen for a while now, so I'm extra excited about it. I do have the physical copy of this book, but it's on the shelf, and I had a picture that was for my blog post, so I'm using that because I'm being lazy. So last update, what am I going to do with my channel? So basically what I'm going to do is I am going to cut back on how often I'm going to upload, and that's just because it takes me a really long time to edit, and it takes up a lot of my time, and I need and want that time for like other things and writing and just like general relaxation and reading. So I plan to upload at least twice a month, and maybe more. We'll see. I have some like life changes maybe that might be happening. Like, I might be moving. I think I'll be moving. I want to move. I'm like ready to like, you know, move. So I was thinking it might be fun to like kind of vlog that, because I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of stuff. So the next video, like I said, is going to be like a work in progress talk for the book that I'm editing, and I'll talk more about that then. I'm not doing the, I guess, like official AuthorTube work in progress tag, and that's just because a couple of the questions are kind of pretty much say the same thing, and then there's like one other question that there's no point in me answering because the answer is going to be the same for all my books. And I want to do like kind of like a book talk for all my books because I just think it would be super fun. And so I have some basic project questions that I'm going to ask myself. Some of them might be the same as in the tag, but I don't know, it doesn't matter. And so that is what's going on, and that's what I've been doing, and that's where I've been. And yeah, so the reason why I've been reading so many books, I feel like lately, that I don't love is because I've been experimenting with like branching out a little bit with my reading, and I think it is going well for the most part. I am learning a lot about my taste in books. Which is basically, I really do have very narrow taste in books. And contemporary, just in general, even if it's like a thriller or something, it's not my favorite thing. But I did read like a contemporary adult like murder mystery. I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago, but I thought it was fantastic. It's like called Dangerous Fiction by Barbara Rogan, maybe. I will put her name here. I will go find her name and put it here. But anyway, I thought that was fantastic. So obviously there are contemporary books in the like that I would love, and so I still plan on reading some more contemporary to see if I can find some that just blow me away. But the next books that I am experimenting with are all like kind of higher concept fantasies, and I kind of describe these as being the kind of fantasy books that have a lot of unpronounceable names and like cities, and like they have like a map in the front, and it's not my favorite kind of fantasy because I tend to get lost real easy, but we'll see how that goes. So anyway, that's all I have to update for this video, and I will see you guys either next week with the Project Talk video or the week after. It depends on when I get to editing it and filming it. So yeah, so that is all, and I will see you guys then. Bye.